we did this last week, and I know some of you are coming back, take the Pilates for tennis classes. And so I'm just gonna, Gigi. And I think Gigi now thinks that this method is very compelling. By way of background, I'm an avid tennis player. I started playing tennis 20 years ago, and I started as a beginner 3.0, and I've steadily advanced to 4.5 now. And I credit a lot of that to Pilates. What is Pilates? Pilates is really all about strength and stretch with control. And then when you talk about Pilates, we talk about the powerhouse. And before I get to powerhouse, what really Pilates does is creates a stable core body. And when you have a stable core body, then your limbs, your arms and legs can perform much, much better. And can perform much, much better. When you say powerhouse, we're talking about right below, like right above the ribs, and right below, if you're a female, your sports bra top, and until past your glutes, right? So your inner thighs and your upper thighs are involved in your powerhouse. So when we start moving, that's, we want to activate those muscles, right? So I want to, just give you the basics, because some of you may be new to this method. So when I say Pilates V, it means keeping your heels together and your toes fist width apart, like so. So when I say make a Pilates stance, that's it. And this position allows you to externally rotate from the hip. If you play tennis, a lot of tennis like me, and I'm assuming we're all tennis players, we should have good internal rotation, but it also helps for us to have external rotation. Anyway, as one of my teacher trainers said, our hips are the engine of the body. And again, also another cue that you'll be hearing from me is really to make a hollow body. I'm gonna, we all, when we're performing in sports, we want like a really firm, firm belly. So I'll say from time to time, I'll say belly in and up and navel to spine. I know this is an exaggerated imagery, but imagine you're scooping all your belly and bringing them under your ribs. Like, it's impossible, but if you think about it, it helps. It helps to tighten and activate these stomach muscles. And what else am I forgetting? Yeah, so it creates, Pilates creates spaces in the spine. We all should be able to move our spines well, because you're only as young or as old as your spine. Should we start? Can I hear from some others there who are unmuted?
Yeah, you can start and we'll just watch you.
Okay. All right. All right. So you can still see me. There's a lot of ways to get into your mat. So I'm going to demonstrate the safest way, because I don't know if some of you have back issues. You can step back and kneel, and then sit on your hip, roll on your side, and then just from here you can just lay down, or you can just, if you can able, just roll down like so, right? So we're on our mat. When you're on your mat, you want as much of your shoulders on the mat, unless I'm instructing you to lift your head. And you want your ribs really flat on the mat as well. Belly in and up, but I want your tailbone to be heavy, right? So that makes for a long spine. So you're not arching your back like that, because that doesn't make for a long spine, or you're not tucking, although I will instruct you to tuck. When I say tilt your pelvis, then you lower your hips to raise your pelvis, because that's a initiating move, right? So it's an initial group. So right now, your tailbone is heavy. And that really allows you to activate your core for most of the exercises. So while we're here, let's practice breathing in and out. And like I've said before, typically you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. But if you're in really good condition and you're, a regular yoga practitioner, you know that you breathe in through your nose and you breathe out of your nose as well. But either way should be good, right? And again, before we start, nothing should hurt. If anything hurts, don't stop and don't struggle too much. Okay. Um, okay. So let's place our hands on our bellies and start breathing in and breathing out. So during the exercises, you're keeping your belly in and out. So you can do that actually. When I was starting with Pilates, I used to breathe in by, you know, bulging my belly out and then keeping it in. But really, you want to keep this hollow at all times, and you're breathing. Like focus your breathing onto your ribs. So you're inhaling into your side body, and then exhaling. Inhaling and then making your ribs meet in the center, like knitting them like a corset, right? Okay, so before we start, let's do this too. We inhale up. So your shoulders, your arms are into their sockets, right? And your shoulders are retracted and shoulders are as far away from your ears. And then you reach up. So now you're lifting your armholes or arms out of their sockets and you reach back behind you. This is a good chest opener. So don't worry about bringing down the ribs, but don't splay them actively. And then inhale up, reach, and then down, and then exhale. So just do that a couple of times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So one more. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Okay, now we're ready. Now the first exercise is called the 100. It's called the 100 because you're breathing in and out for 100 times. So if it's too much, don't do the full 100. Just do 50. But it's 10 sets of 10 breaths. And the first is 5 inhales. So inhale, 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 and then you go exhale, exhale, exhale. So I'm going to demonstrate the exercise. So you bring your knees up, squeezing your knees together. You make your tailbone is heavy, belly's in and up, and your toes are just long. They're not flexing, but you're making a 90-90, 90 degrees here and 90 degrees back there, right? And if you have no neck injuries, so your ribs are heavy and your belly's in and up. If you have no neck injuries, you can lift your chin up like this. So the back of your neck is long and there's a compressed tennis ball right there, right? So you're actually using your upper abs to do this. And when you lifted your legs like so, your lower abs are working. Now you inhale and you pump your arms from knee to hips. You go inhale, 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 and exhale, exhale, exhale. When you exhale, you like flatten as much, your belly as much, and you release as much air as possible. So we can start. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can try to extend your leg, but flatten your belly. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring your knees. So that that oxygenates your blood and gets you started for moving. So roll onto your side, and then sit down with your legs bent like so, and make your torso lifted, right? This is called rolling back. So your chest are, open and wide, your shoulder blades down to your waistline, and your arms right behind your thighs. And you initiate the move by pretending that somebody has punched you in the gut, right? So you roll down, so one vertebrae at a time, and arms are round and not gripping. So you inhale back, and then chin to chest, you roll back one vertebrae at a time, the upper back, the middle back, the waistline, the tailbone, and then straight up. So we'll do this 3 more times. Tilt your pelvis, squeeze your knees together, and then chin to chest, stacking the vertebrae one at a time, and one more. Okay, I'm going to do the greater move, which is a roll up, just to demonstrate. Some of you may be able to do this. So your feet are together, legs together, and flexed. Your feet are flexed. You're pretending that you're standing you're upright, except you're laying down, right? So you feel like beneath the soles of your feet is the floor. So you extend your arms behind you and bring them back to the ceiling. Your shoulder blades are flat against the mat, and you go chin to chest and really press the backs of your legs onto the floor, and then use these muscles to lift you up one bone at a time, and then scoop your belly in and reach for your toes, like so. And then you roll back. As you roll back, you tilt your pelvis upwards, and then point your feet, and roll down your tailbone, your waistline, your mid back, and then your upper back. And then, if it's too hard, just go back like so. But if you can do it, do the roll back, right? This is like a good warm up for our spines too. So reach one bone at a time, and then one last. Okay. Now the next exercise is called the leg circle. This exercise, again, is good for, stabilizing your powerhouse and making the connection between the powerhouse and your limbs. So again, you dorsiflex your left foot, lay it on the mat, like pressing, right? All the parts that are on the mat should be pressing. So even if they're not moving, they're like stabilizing the body, so the body part that I've asked you to move will move even better, okay? So this involves lifting the leg up. So if this is too much, for people with very tight hamstrings or very tight hip flexors, you can just bend your leg like so, right? So lift your leg up like this. So this, don't do it first. I'm gonna show you how it's done. So basically you lift your leg up to your nose, externally rotated, right, from the hip. So you lift it up to your nose, and you do a counterclockwise. You circle it to the left shoulder, and then down towards your toes, and then as wide as your right shoulder and up. So that's the first circle. We'll do 5 of those, and then we'll do the reverse, 5, 2, right? So when you lift it up, You're using your belly to lift up. You're using your inner thigh to cross. And you're using your glutes to bring it down. And then your outer thigh. And then your abs. Okay, so let's start. I'll bend this. Okay, so lift up to your nose, cross to your shoulder, down to your right shoulder, and up. 4 more, down, around, and up. And it's very important that the opposing hip is quiet. If you have to hold it there, your left hand and your left hip, to cue it to not move, do it, right? And then reverse. Up to your nose, right shoulder, down, left shoulder, up. So 4 more. Outer, glute, inner thighs, abs. 2 more. To your nose, to your shoulder, down, around, and up. And then last, down, around, and up. Now hug your knee to your chest. And then replace it and do that with the other leg. So I'm gonna do this now with extended leg, but you can keep doing it with your bent leg. And remember, keep your tailbone heavy, right? So lift, and the height really doesn't matter. You can bend if you're too tight too. You can bend your lower leg from the knee, because this is really at the heart of it, this is a upper thigh exercise. Okay, so as slow or as high as you can. That's all I have, but other people may have higher, but still it's important to keep your tailbone down. So up to your nose, to your right shoulder, towards your toes, left shoulder, and up. So it's externally rotated. To your nose, to your right shoulder, down to your toe, left shoulder, and up. 3 more. 2 more. So belly in and up. Okay, other way. Up, left shoulder to your toes, right and up, and quiet right hip. Like this is very controlled. Pilates is all about control and not momentum, right? You have to be like master of your powerhouse. Okay, and pull it in. And then roll on your side or just rock up if you can. This is not typically the next exercise, but when I learned that a long time ago, when I learned one leg circle or single leg circle, my hip flexors were overactive. I think it's just a par for the course for tennis players to have tight hip flexors. So I want to introduce this this kneeling. This is a traditional Pilates exercise called kneeling front stretch. So your right leg, your hips are square, your right leg is extended like so, and your left leg is bent like this, right? Your hip under your knee under your hip. Okay, so you start by bending the right leg and like placing your hands here. So that stretches the hip flexors, right? But if you want to go deeper and get into the psoas, you go into a flexion of your spine. So you go deep, you arch a little bit, but be careful of your back. Just, from your upper back. So that gets into your psoas. And then let's replace the other leg. So left leg straight out in front of you. Knee under hip. And then bend forward. Sorry, guys. Bend forward. It's nice, right? It's nice. Like it stretches the whole hip complex. And then you just extend. And then stretch. So that's a good stretch to have, especially as a tennis player. So the next exercise is rolling like a ball. But this is hard. I teach a couple of male tennis pros, and the first few times this was very impossible for them. So we'll go through the progression. So you're in this bent leg position again. And this is also a balance exercise. So your heels are together and toes are fist width apart, and you just lift your toes like this, or lift your heels and your toes are still pointed. And you make a C curve with your stomach, basically pretend that somebody's punched you in the gut and there's a roundedness there. And you just lift, right? Lift your leg and then place it down and then lift. Now you can add the roll, and you're using your core essentially to roll, but only up to your shoulder blades, never to your head. And if you have scoliosis, please skip this exercise, okay? So your feet are long, not flexed, just long. Heels are together, and curl under. And right as you're about to fall, roll back, and then roll up, and then roll back. Exhale up. 4 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now, if you want to try it at home, want to try practicing after this, get a yoga block and place it, sideways in between, right above your glutes and by your calves. And, that's how you practice on making a round ball. And make sure your head is looking at your navel. And just do that. That way you're not cheating, right? You're in the ball position. And then just, if you have questions, email Gigi or, we'll figure it out, okay? So the next exercise is called the single leg stretch. So you're on bent knees like this. You roll back, grab the right ankle and the right knee with your left hand under the knee, never on the knee joint. That's not healthy. And if you have problem knees, just hold under the thigh, okay? So roll back with control. And then you stretch the left leg as if you're kicking somebody, so your glutes are active. And you pull the right knee to your right chest, and you switch right hand to right below the knee, left hand by the ankle. So inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. So let's stop for a moment. You should have a hollow body to do that, right? But sometimes people cheat, so they just like go through the motions. One way to find out if you're doing that correctly is to get your elbows at the top of your knees. And then you release one leg out and you bring it back and down and bring it back and then down and you bring it back. So if you have a yoga block, it's even better because then your sacrum, your tailbone is flat against the mat. So you do that. That's really hard. So this is called the anti-cheat move. Okay? And now the next exercise is called, this is, by the way, the one I just did is the first in the 5 exercise series called the ab series. So this is the second exercise. This is the double leg stretch. So you can do this, right? Just bring it and bring it down, right? So flat. Or you can do this. So 45 degrees, your head's up, or you can even do this if your neck is, bothering you. So it's not important how low you go, as long as you're not, popping your belly out, right? So in, the ideal move is this, really. To your chest, so you keep your tailbone down, and then away from you. So in and away from you. Inhale, and then exhale. And then inhale, and then exhale. Okay. The next exercise is the single leg straight stretch, but that can be a little hard for somebody who's never done Pilates before. And let's try this because this is still challenging. So make sure that your chin is pointing to is perpendicular to your feet, right? So you have that plumb line. So it's parallel to the rest of your body. Now arms long by your side, and you just flex your feet and you just alternate lifting them, right? So your shoulders are open, your belly in and up, right? So this is a good limbering exercise for your hamstrings. And then this is the actual exercise. You pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch. So you reach as high, and it's important for your legs to be straight. You know, it's best to turn out your legs so you're coming in and out from the middle of your body, and so you're not rocking like that, right? So you're pulling, pulling, and pulling. Okay, the next exercise is the double leg straight stretch. That was a single leg straight stretch. So you place your palms, palm over palm, lining up the knuckles, right? And place them at the base of your head. That's the safest. Don't pull on your neck. Just pull on the base of your head. And then your tailbone's heavy, remember? And then belly flat, ribs flat. And you just inhale. It's important for you to make sure that your legs are really straight, right? So you inhale down and then exhale up. Like really activating the front. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. That exercise really should get you. It's hard. So the next exercise, or last of the ab series of 5, is called crisscross, which is pretty hard too. They're all hard. So again, you're 90-90, and then your tailbone's heavy. And as the name implies, so you're trying to lift as high as you can, right? So you bring your left elbow to your right knee and you open your right shoulder. And then you go center. So 5 sets of this. That's 1. Just open the right side and flatten the tailbone. Flatten the belly and flatten the ribs. And last set. Okay, so either roll onto your side and push yourself up, or just roll up. So the next exercise is called spine stretch forward. So again, like, you know, the hamstrings of the tennis players who don't stretch, you know, you're all busted here. So if you are too tight, you can do this with bent legs. So the priority is really to keep the abdominals engaged. And this is a stretch forward. It's not a hip hinge, right? So your hips are like quiet there. And if you have a yoga block or a folded towel, you can put it underneath your seat as well, like so. Sorry, like so. Okay? So you're wide, you're open wide, wider than your shoulders, and you open your chest, belly in and up, and then make your long fingers, just the fingertips touch and make yourself tall using your fingers. And then you reach, pretend there's a wall behind you that you can't go back, right? You can't go past that wall. So you inhale here, and then you exhale as you reach forward, imprinting your spine against the wall. And then press your legs down at this point and roll up the higher spots and up. So you inhale and exhale forward, and then you make a C curve with your spine. Bring your navel back, and then you roll up. So this is a stretch and also a spine articulation exercise. One last, go forward and your navel back, and then slowly roll up. Okay? So I forgot to mention in the rolling exercise, I hope you have a towel, because if you have a thin mat, this won't feel good for your spine. So this is another rolling exercise which we'll do 6 times. It's very similar to rolling like a ball, except it has like this element where your legs are both in the air. I know it's very hard to do if you've never done it before, so we'll modify it. So take your arms and grab your wrist, or just grab the other hand with the other, right? And press your knees against your elbows. Everyone got that? And then you press your body, your chest away from your elbows and your knees, and you just rock back. And again, you're looking at your navel, right? You never want to rock back to your head, just your shoulder blades. So your head is pretty much immobile, right? Inhale and exhale all the breath out. 4 more. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Okay, that's enough of that. And we're gonna do corkscrew. So roll back down with control, and then bring your legs up. Again, tailbone heavy. So if you have to bring your legs down a little bit lower, but belly in and up, shoulders wide, right? You just circle clockwise, right? And the most important thing is keeping the heels together. So you can bend your knees, but the heels must stay up. And then back. And then you inhale to 6 o'clock and you exhale to 12. And then counterclockwise, inhale, exhale. And then inhale, exhale. Counterclockwise, inhale, exhale. And then clockwise, inhale, exhale. And then last, inhale, and then exhale. So bring your knees to your chest, and then rock up like so, or roll onto your side and press with your other palm. Now the next exercise, I like this especially as a tennis player because it's very helpful. So you go back to that opening your legs wider, not so wide, really just past, like I have these moon boxes, they call them, but you just place them next to each other. I dorsiflex my foot, right? So my heels are pressing against, and pressing against the mat. So if your legs are tight, you can bend them like this, right? But it's important for you to have that lifted torso. And we're rotating our spine. Like as tennis players, we know we need to rotate our spine for like a forehand or a double-handed backhand. But what I love about this exercise is we don't just rotate from the lower spine, we're also trying to open up the thoracic portion or the mid and upper portion of our torsos, which is very important for tennis players. Like, just think of serve. You need a lot of thoracic extension to take your, your arm and shoulder back, right? So I'll show you where that comes in, right? So your arms are open, shoulder height, and by your side, and you're pressing your heels down, and you twist like so. And then as you bring your left pinky hand to your left pinky to your right pinky toe, you bring your chin to your collarbone, and you turn your palm up, and your left hip bone is down. That's very important. And you like press this up and away, right? With energy, right? Like you mean it. And then you roll your spine up, and then you face the center wall, and then you twist. You know, your lower spine will really only twist to your left knee. Keep this down the whole time, the right hip bone. And then you right pinky goes to the left pinky toe, left chin to the left collarbone, and then you press this away, right? And then you roll up, and then center. So we'll do that 2 more times. Pinkies meet, chin to collarbone, and press away. Left hip bone down, and then roll up, still twisted, and untwist. Twist, and then reach. Right hip bone down, and center, and last set, up. Reach for the pinky, left hip bone down, and then roll up, and then left, up, and then left. Okay, now that's it for this portion. And since we did a lot of, in tennis, we do a lot of, when we play tennis, we do a lot of hitting from the back, right? So, I mean, I can't lie. When I'm at the tennis club, I think half the people are a little more rounded because the back body works so much, and they never pay attention to working the front body. So let's lay on our tummies, right? And then just place your elbows under your shoulders and make fists, right? So when you're up here, you're pressing against the mat, and you're trying to slide your shoulder blades down to your waistline, right? It's good for posture. And your belly is in and up, like your navel is back to your spine, right? And we'll start with the neck roll. Just this effort is working the lower back and the front. So you look to the right wall, chin to the right collarbone, sternum, left collarbone, left wall, and center. And then left collarbone, sternum, right collarbone, right wall, and center. And we'll do 1 more set. So left, don't cheat yourself, really circle your neck. Make your shoulders as far away from your neck as possible too, right? So you're bringing your shoulder blades down. Okay, now let's rest a little bit. Now the next exercise is really good for your hamstrings, right? Your hamstrings, your glutes, and also to stretch, again, the front of your hip, stretch your quads. The next exercise is called the single leg kick. So you just kick once, but I'll say kick because you're improving it. So you kick once and then try to improve it and then release. So this is how we start. So your glutes are activated, your belly's in and up, your fists are pressing down against the mat, shoulders down, lots of demands, right? That's Pilates for you. So lift your knee and your lower leg, like straight though, don't bend. right now. Straighten it so your glutes active, right? And then you kick your heel to your seat, kick, improve it, and then release. And then the other side, lift, kick, improve it, release. So 4 more sets. Kick, kick, replace, kick, kick, place, kick, back, kick, back. Second to the last set. So this is hamstrings, glutes, and quads. Okay, now let's do what child's pose in Pilates is knees together. It's more a lower back thing, but if you want to open your legs to include your hips, that's completely fine too, right? Now let's do the neck pull. But like for today, because not all of you have straps, I find the neck pull is pretty hard. So you just roll back down, and you just gently, okay, just gently roll up. I mean, no articulation, just roll down, right? Just gently grab your ankles, and then you roll back. Now you try to roll back bone by bone. If you're tight, you can bend your knees. And then just slide your hands in front of your thighs, gently, gently. People who are flexible can get their eye sockets into their knees. That's not me. So 2 more. So slide on top of your thighs. And then roll back down. And then one last. Okay, and then up. Now before we go on to our sideline kicks where we're on our side, let's just do a few hip bridges. Like again, really good for us tennis players because that's our, really our glutes are our engines, right? So let's bring your feet hip width apart and parallel, so just under your knees, and then open your chest, right? If you have tight, I was going to mention earlier, if you have very tight shoulders, this is very helpful. I'm asking you to place your hand down, right? When after you've done that, from your elbows, open. Actually, start with your palms open, right? Normally they're palms down, so start with your palms open. So that really opens up your shoulders. But really, I want you to close your palms. So from the elbow, just turn your lower arms. That's super helpful. Because to ask you to do that right away, kind of, your shoulders want to lift. So again, palms up, and then twist them from the elbows. Okay. So now lift into a bridge, one vertebrae at a time. So starting with the tailbone. So tilt your pelvis up and then raise them. So you still want this firm, right? It's like something heavy can go on there, right? So your hands are reaching for your heels, and your heels are pressing down as hard as you can, right? So you can feel your glutes. And so do that 2 more times. Again, articulating the spine, moving the vertebrae one at a time. Let's try that 1 more time. So press your heels down, rock your pelvis, and then roll up. Reach your hands for your heels. Okay, the strong people in the class, they can bring their feet up, well, pressing your left heel down, and then bringing it down to your knee, and then up 4 more times.
don't drop the left hip, and don't drop the right hip for that matter either. And then slide it up. And then the left hip. So kick it up, press your right heel down, and then kick up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, slowly roll down.
All right, now we're on to our sideline kicks, which is really, really good for your hips, right? And also to stabilize your pelvis and stabilize your torso. My mat is a little raised, so I need this moon box to help keep me even. So go back to the edge, one of the edges, the back edge of your mat, and line your body up. So just cradle your head with your 4 fingers and your thumb, you know, alongside the ear, the side of the ear, like so, right? So you'll find there's a obvious spot to place your hand to support your head, but you want the spine still long, right? So anyway, kick your swing your legs to 45 degrees from your hips. So you should be in a straight line from your hips to your shoulders, and you're still lifted. You're still keeping your belly in and up, right? And pretend there's 2 glass panes pressing you here, right? In the front of your body, in the back, and you can't move. And there's no rocking. When you do this exercise, you can't go back and you can't go in front. Certain exercises, maybe you can dip just a tiniest bit forward, because when you do that, you lose the connection between your legs and your core, right? So your bottom leg, it's called the standing leg, is flexed, right? Try to get your heel on the mat and flex. Now your top foot goes a little bit long, not necessarily pointed, but lift it up the height of your hips and go back without moving. Only things moving are your leg and your left hip, left leg and left hip. And then belly in and up to bring your legs up. If you have more extension than I do, by all means kick higher, but don't bulge your belly. And so you bring it back to the center, and then use your glute to bring it back. So your glute's working, but you're again getting an extension in your hip flexors. So 4 more. Up, glute, belly, and so 3 more. 2 more, and then 1 last. Now bring your top leg next to your front leg. So you can do this 2 ways. You can externally rotate slightly the top leg, or you can just keep it parallel, right? So basically your knee is aligned with your standing leg, right? So hips aligned to your knee. So you just kick up and slowly squeeze down with your inner thighs. Kick up and then bring it down. So see, this is not moving. Your neck is long. So it's only the top leg and the hip, the top leg. So this will help, you know, build your glutes so that you can do a lot of lateral movements like we do in tennis, like when we go from side to side, right? 3 more, I think. 2, and then 1. Don't worry, you know, don't get hung up on how high or how low your legs go. As long as you're not rocking, that's really, you know, the point of this exercise. So you do circles. So you lift it up. So you can lift it up this high, or you can lift it up this low, and just circle up in front. 2,
3, I'm just making them progressively bigger to show you depending on your range, right? Now lift up again and then back. It's no good to make it high and then your body's rocking forward and backward. So, you know, you want clean movements in Pilates, just like in tennis. You don't want to be herky-jerky. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now this is a little challenging, but you know, it's good to try, right? So, you know, you have to support yourself with the front hand, the palm. You can point your elbows outwards, or you can just place it here. Now, engaging and activating your core, lift both legs up and then down, and up and then down, and up. Don't tense your shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Now let's try the hips circling the leg. So bring your heel as close as you can to your belly button. I can only bring mine like up to my pelvis, right? So point your bottom foot and just circle like an oblong, up and down. 5 counterclockwise. I mean, that's how I started. And then clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Something else, right? Now, the next exercise, I think it's fun. It's called hot potato. But the point of this exercise is not to bring it to your front or bring it super high. I mean, you can if you have it, right? The point of this is a fast movement, and it forces you to activate your abdominals and so that everything is quiet, right? So basically you lift your leg up and you tap it fast 3 times in front, lift it back up, tap it 3 times again, and you do that for 3 sets, the 3 times, the 3 reps, and then you do two taps 3 times, and you do 1 tap 3 times, okay? So this is the way it goes. Just do it along with me. So kick your leg up, and then 1, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, up, front, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, up, 3, 2, 3, up, 3, 2, 3, up. Now for 2, 1, 2, up, back, 2, up, 2, 2, up, 2, 2, back, 3, 2, up, 3, 2, back, up. Now front, up, back, up, front, up, back, up, front, up, and back, up. So that's kind of fun, right? So now the next exercise, or the last in this series anyway, try to do scissors. So just make it small at the beginning. See if you can balance on one hip as you like scissor them. Just make them progressively bigger. If you can quiet your core. Okay, and that's enough. Let's go onto our bellies and bring your forehead on top of your palms. And then if you want to challenge, you push your head into your hands, like so as they're lifted, and then you lift your legs up, right? Knees off the floor, lower thighs off the floor. Or you can just keep your forehead down, right? I'll keep my forehead down. And you open your legs as wide as you can, and then squeeze the heels together, and then open, and then 2, 3, and clap them. 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Okay. All right. So now we'll do it all over again on the other side. And Winnie, if I miss anything, don't be afraid to speak up, okay?
You're not missing anything.
Well, we haven't done the other side yet. So, okay, again, line the side of your body, the edge of the mat, right? Support the base of your head. Use your left thumb alongside your left ear, right? Not squashing the ear, like behind the ear. And then swing your legs 45 degrees from the hips. Again, pretending that there's window pane squeezing your front and your back torso, right? So bottom leg, left leg flexed, right foot a little long, lift to hip height, and then go back using your glutes. Don't dump anything, okay? And then go back to the center, externally rotate, and then leave your hip here, right? Don't arch, but don't tuck either. So there. And then center, and then back, glutes, go back to the center, abs, kick front, center. So this is the third set, 2 more. Externally rotate to the front, go center, internally rotate to the back. And this is the last. Back, center, front, center. Okay, now it's the lowering, lifting and lowering the top leg. So you can do it with an external rotation. Like I said, it's good to practice that for tennis players. Up, and then you can flex down, squeeze, like actively squeeze the inner thighs, and go kick up, and no jerking, okay? This is like a finesse. Like most of Pilates is about finesse, it's about control. Actually, Joseph Pilates called this contrology, except his name stuck, right? Squeeze, kick up, and then making your leg longer than your lower leg. And I think it's 2 more. And then squeeze your inner thighs together. Okay, now we'll do the circles. Like you can, like I said, you can make it up as long as you can control your core, right? Control your abs. Up and then circle to the front, back to the heel. So that's like a half circle. Front and then down and then up. 1 more. Only the leg and the top leg and the top hip are moving, nothing else. And go up and go back behind you. So you can pivot that leg. Up, back, so that's a lot of glutes, right? Up. If you're gonna favor a side, favor the front and just stay there. Don't go back like this, okay? And then 1 more. Sorry, I'm breathing. Now, we did the, bring your right heel to as high as your navel, and then point the bottom leg and circle counterclockwise. Up, it's like an oval. 3, 4, 5, and then reverse clockwise now. Up, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then release that leg. And then now it's where we lift both legs up, right? You can flex your feet, or you can make them long like so. So just, so get the support of your top palm, and then lift, and then release.
and then lift, and then release. Even when I'm pressing with my palm, I want to bring the shoulder blade down to my waistline. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now it's hot potato time, right? Flex the bottom leg, lift your leg up, any height, as long as it's stable, and then you can be externally rotated, internally rotated. So 1, 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, up, 2, 2, 3, up, 2, 2, 3, up, 3, 2, 3, up, 3, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up, 2, 2, up, back, 2, up, 3, 2, up, 3, 2, up, and then 1, up, 2, up, 1, up, back, up. Last one, and up. And now we do the scissors, right? So 1, small, small, small. You can use your top hand, to stabilize you too. So, I mean, you can't use it by itself. You have to like hollow your core. Okay, we're done. We're done with the side leg series. Now, the second to the last exercise in the mat, laying down. Oh, it's okay. We've gone past time, but we started late anyway. So this is exercise I call the teaser. Actually, we call it teaser 4 because we're modifying. If you've never done this before, it's almost impossible. So I'll show you the greater move. Don't do it, okay? So it's up. So it's like a compression. So I'm not folded. I have a hollow in my body. And that's compression. You need compression for a lot of things. Like one of them is a serve, right? When you're serving, at the top of your serve, as you're hitting the ball, you're making that shape with your body. You're hollowing it, and you're using the muscles to give you more power and stability. Okay, so we'll do the teaser. The teaser will build up to the teaser. So your legs are bent a little bit far away from you. Then lift the right leg. Now walk your leg up, but keeping your belly in. Your belly button, like as if somebody punched you. And then roll back down with control, one vertebrae at a time. Chin to the chest. Start like ribs in first. And then keep that C curve here. Now let's replace that other leg and then walk up. See, there's a hollow in your body. Go back down. And then up. Okay. And then now we do another rolling exercise. If you don't want to follow this, and you have to, if you have scoliosis, don't do this. And make sure that you line your mat with a towel, because it's no good to use this on a hard floor or just a single thin mat. So you grapevine your hands in between your legs and grab onto the outside ankles, and you hollow your belly again. You're always hollowing your belly, and then you place your soles of the feet. You like clap them, like you're clapping them, right, together, and you curl your tailbone under, C-curve your spine, and looking at your navel, and you're not rolling back to your head. You're only rolling back up to your shoulder blades. So use your core to inhale back and exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. I think this is the only time where it's acceptable in Pilates to do momentum, because it's hard to learn it in the beginning. So you clap the soles of your feet together 3 times. Clap, clap, clap. It's like a release of the hips. And then you roll back, and you clap, 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 and then you roll back. Clap, 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 roll back, clap, 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 roll up, clap, 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 roll back, clap, 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 roll up, clap, 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 roll up, and clap, clap, roll down. And now we'll do a few arm weight series, right? I think, can you see, can I be seen, Winnie? Can my head be seen?
No.
Oh no. You know what? Sorry guys, I'll switch my camera to, I'll hinge it. Sorry about my hand. So I'm sideways, but I'll fix it. Am I upright? I'm not upright, am I? No. Okay. Maybe I'll just lift it high. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you make a Pilates V with your feet. Sorry, Carrie's like waving her hand, but you can email me after this. We have to get going because we're running out of time. But heels together, fist width apart, and you lift your arms up. This is a shoulder blade, shoulder rotator cuff exercise, and then down and by your hips and up, like really hollowing your belly, connecting your belly to your back, right? So up, so really using your shoulders, not your arms, your shoulders, your back to lift these weights. I think that's 5. Now reverse, down to your hip, by your side, and up, and then front, side, up, 2 more, front, side, up. Now let's do some bicep curls. I'm gonna go sideways so you can see. So or actually let's do front first. So you want your ends of your shoulders to be aligned with your wrist. So you're not like everting your wrist or, making them fly away. It's aligned. So your shoulders, lift your arms to shoulder height. Now curl, like resist with your biceps, but curl to the tops of your shoulders and forward. You're still in a Pilates V, belly in and up. And up. And 4, 6, 7. Your shoulder blades are retracted. 8, 9, and 10. Now you shimmy your feet out to hip width apart. You bend a little bit at the knees. You bend at the waist for a hinge. And then you keep your elbows right next. Don't release them. Keep them to your waist. And then we're doing tricep kickbacks. 2. So only really your upper arms are moving. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we'll do side bends. This is good. Side bends are better than you think, actually. So you raise your right arm as straight as you can. I'm going to kneel so you can see, right? As close to your ear as possible. And your arms are just by your side. And then you bend sideways, but making your left side long. making your left side long as well. So you're reaching out, but your hips are not going anywhere. They're very stable. You're reaching, making this long. So we're not collapsing. We're reaching and then up, using your core to lift you up. And then one more. And then bring it back down to your side and left and right and up and right and up. Okay, now we'll do shaving. Shaving is good for, especially for us tennis players. So you make a diamond with your thumbs and your pointer fingers, and you place it, if you can, behind your head, belly in and up, ribs in, and then you push away. I'll do it from the top of my head. You can do that. Or you can do that in front of your forehead. If your shoulders are too tight and you're gonna bulge your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now let's do bug. So this is a little bit of a challenge because you zip up to under your chin, your elbows are lifted, right? Like so. And then the next time you go up, by the way, your chest is open, shoulder blades retracted. You lift on the balls up to the balls of your feet, and then you zip it down as you go down. 3 more. Zip up, and then go down, and then 2 more. Zip up, and then go down. And I don't want to forget the wall sit. If you have a, you may not have a wall accessible, but I'm hoping you do. Sorry. If you have a wall, you must do this exercise against the wall, because if you're not doing it against the wall, then the exercise is completely different. Can you see my legs? Winnie, are you still there?
Yes, we can see your legs.
Okay, so you press your shoulders wide against the wall, and then your feet, knees, and legs are hip width apart, and you're doing a 90-90, right? 90 degrees to here and 90 degrees behind you. If this is too much, you go slightly up, right? But ideally you go down, and then you can just do that for as long as you want. But we're doing this because other people can do this. You lift your right leg up to knee height for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can just keep, sitting here like this, or lifting your leg to knee height, but flattening your back against the wall. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the last exercise is really, you can just grab your weights. You can be against the wall, like, a few inches apart, and then Pilates V, or this one you can just do if it's not accessible, just without the wall. But ideally, you're against the wall, and your weights are just hanging down in front of you or by your side, and you slowly peel your spine off the wall, 1 vertebrae at a time. And you just hang there. It feels really good, I think. So you just let your arms circle from your arm sockets, like outwardly. It's like very little. It's like a pendulum. And then you reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you roll up. And that's it. That's it for today. We hope you enjoy that. And next, I think on Thursday, we're having one on Thursday. We'll do something else. We'll still do Pilates, but we'll add the variation. We're trying to do like reformer on the mat and some pen and then some foot exercises with a tennis ball.